Your mind is not exhausted because life is difficult. Your mind is exhausted because it never stops talking. It talks about yesterday. It argues with tomorrow. And in the middle of all that noise, you forget to live today. Think about it. How many conversations from the past are still replaying in your mind? Something you said, something someone said to you, something you wish you could change. Your body is here, but your mind keeps traveling backward, and sometimes it travels forward. What if something goes wrong? What if I fail? What if I lose everything? And suddenly your heart beats faster, even though nothing is actually happening. Most people live like this, trapped inside a mind that refuses to stay still. Let me tell you a story about a young man who discovered something that changed his life. His name was Adrian. Adrian lived in a quiet valley surrounded by forests and mountains. From the outside, his life looked peaceful. But inside his mind, there was chaos. Thoughts rushed through his head like a river after a storm. He worried about the future. He regretted the past. And because of that, peace always felt just out of reach. Even simple moments felt heavy. The sound of birds, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of people around him, all of it passed by unnoticed, because Adrian's mind was always somewhere else. One day, Adrian heard about a traveler who had arrived in a nearby village. People said the man was unusual, not famous, not powerful, but strangely peaceful. Wherever he went, people said they felt calmer just talking to him. Curious and desperate for answers, Adrian decided to meet him. After a long walk, he found the traveler sitting beneath a large tree. The man looked ordinary, but there was something about him, something quiet, something steady. Adrian approached him. "Sir," he said, "my mind never stops. I am always thinking. I cannot find peace." The traveler listened patiently. Then he stood up and handed Adrian a small wooden bowl. Inside the bowl was a tiny candle flame. The traveler spoke calmly. "Walk through the forest path. Go until you reach the river. Then return, but protect this flame. If the flame goes out, you must start again." Adrian looked confused, but he accepted the challenge. Slowly, he began walking. The forest path was full of distractions. Wind rustled through the trees. Birds flew overhead. Branches cracked beneath his feet. But Adrian paid attention to only one thing: the flame. He walked carefully, step by step, protecting the small light from the wind. Minutes passed, then more minutes. Finally, he returned to the traveler. The flame was still burning. Adrian smiled. "I did it," he said. The traveler nodded. "That is good." Then he asked a question. "Tell me something. Did you hear the birds singing?" Adrian paused. "No." "Did you notice the wind moving through the trees?" Adrian shook his head. "No." "Did you see the deer crossing the path behind you?" Adrian's eyes widened. "There was a deer." The traveler smiled. "You see now, when your attention had one clear focus, your mind became quiet. There was no space for worry, no space for regret, no space for fear." Adrian stood silently. Slowly, and the meaning began to unfold. Peace had never been missing. Peace had been hidden beneath the noise of his thoughts. The traveler spoke one last time. "Your mind is like the wind. If you chase it, it becomes stronger. But when your attention rests in the present moment, the wind becomes still." Adrian looked at the small flame again. For the first time in years, his mind felt calm. Not because the world had changed, but because his attention had finally come home. From that day forward, Adrian practiced a simple habit. Whenever his thoughts began to race, he asked himself one quiet question: "Where is my attention right now?" And slowly, life began to feel lighter, not perfect, but peaceful, because he had learned something most people spend their entire lives missing. Peace is not something you chase. Peace appears the moment your mind stops running. The past is only memory. The future is only imagination. But this moment, right here, is the only place where life is real. And when you learn to live here, your mind finally learns how to rest.